Hey guys, this week's workout, if you have access to a barbell, whether or not you have plates, that'll kind of dictate whether or not you're actually going to be adding weight, of course, but even with just an empty barbell, this workout should be sufficient to provide a stimulus. If you can add weight, we'll go over some of the opportunities for that. So basically the workout, as always, it'll be listed in the description underneath the video as far as the structure of it, the reps, the sets. So the way this is going to work, that being said, to summarize, you're going to do a little lower body circuit of 3 movements paired together, one right into the other. Those will be landmine exercises where you're just utilizing one side of the barbell, the other side is wedged against the floor, into a corner, into your grass, in a carpet, just something to keep that edge of the barbell in place. You're going to perform a lunge, you're going to perform a variation of a deadlift, you're going to perform a squat, all consecutive in a row without putting the barbell down, without resting. You'll take like a minute break or so and then perform a circuit of 3 movements for the upper body. The first one is going to be a behind the neck press, second is going to be a bent over row, and the third is going to be a hang muscle clean into an overhead press. We'll go over the variations for each and demonstrate them. Let's do it. So the lower body, guys. So again, the landmine, one barbell is wedged into the ground here. I'm going to grab the other side. For the lunge, you're just going to hold the bar at your chest. Start with your feet under your hips, just a reverse lunge. We've been doing a ton of these. Step back, kiss the back knee to the floor, push through the front foot, and now you're going to alternate legs every repetition. And you'll see in the workout description, you're basically going to do 10 to 15 of these per leg, depending upon how much weight you're using, how challenging they are. Once you finish those 10 to 15 reps, you'll bring the barbell down to an underhand position, widen your stance to even wider than a sumo stance, not quite a split, but fairly wide. Keep your legs relatively straight, just a little bit of softness in the knee. Keep the back flat, tip forward at the hip, lower all the way down to the floor, and then bring the hips back forward. If you're going to put a plate on the bar for this exercise, try to put a surface here that you can elevate your feet on, just so you're not shortening the range of motion. So nice and controlled, tap it on the ground, stand back up. After 10 to 15 of those, you're going to bring the barbell back up to your chest. You're going to bring your feet in as narrow as possible while still being able to perform a full range of motion squat. So hold it on the chest. You can kind of lean forward into the bar just to create some better balance for you. Lower yourself all the way down, keep the elbows tucked in, sit into the bottom of a nice deep squat, push through the feet, and stand back up. And even if your back rounds out a little bit in the bottom, that's okay. The weight is going to be so light that it shouldn't really make that much of a difference or cause any kind of aggravation down there. Obviously, if it does, just limit the depth of your squat. But you can see how deep I'm trying to get, just to really place as much stress in the legs as possible, and stand back up. As always, nice kind of slow controlled tempo with those. The heavier you go, maybe the lighter you go, the more deliberate and slowly you'd want to move, particularly on the way down on older reps. As soon as you're done with that, again, just take a minute break. If you have to change out weights or anything like that, you can. If you're dealing with an empty barbell, obviously you won't have to worry about that. The circuit for the upper body starts with a behind the neck press. So take the barbell with an overhand grip, place it behind the head. Hands are just outside of the shoulders. If this creates some discomfort, you could go slightly wider. That might make the movement more challenging. If you're not strong enough to press the barbell up overhead from here, just perform a miniature little push press just to give yourself a little bit of momentum out of that initial starting position, which is really going to be the hardest part, is pushing the bar off of the shoulders to initiate the movement. But again, 10 or 15 reps here. Just full lockout overhead. When you're done, bring the bar around to the front. Keep that overhand grip. Bend forward at the hip. Maintain that posture. Start with the arms straight. Pull the barbell into the upper portion of the stomach, just below the chest. Lower back down under control. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the top. Keep the shoulders down and back as you pull. Again, avoid any kind of momentum gain from action at the hip or the torso. Try to squeeze the bar in and lower back under control. even if that means going lighter, that's okay. Third, you'll stand up, keep the overhand grip at the bar, perform the hang muscle clean. It's just a little bit of momentum from the hips, pop it up to the shoulders, and right into an overhead press. Lower back under control, back down to the start, and repeat. Pop the hip, and to the shoulders, and then to overhead. You just use as little momentum on the press as possible, and just try to gain a little momentum from that initial clean to get it up overhead. Okay, if it's heavy enough, or you're fatigued and you have to stop here, pause, and then perform a little push press, that's okay as well. So you'll do 10 to 15 of each of those. Take a minute break, move back to the lower body, and the minute break is arbitrary. If you're ready to go right into the next circuit, just go right into it. If you need slightly longer just to recover, just try to minimize that rest period as much as you possibly can. Okay, reach out with any questions, guys, and enjoy.